One of the most important things you can do in order to increase your core confidence is to work on your identity. You may be wondering, okay, so what is identity? And essentially it's how you perceive yourself, how the world views you as well, and it's a set of different characteristics that define you as a person. So for example, when I was younger, when I was a teenager growing up in post-communist Poland, my identity was very negative, right? Whenever I closed my eyes and thought about myself, I saw this poor little Polish kid with no money, limiting beliefs, right? Crooked teeth, and it was just terrible. So when you have a negative identity, it's very hard to go higher and higher in life to achieve more things, because that poor identity will be preventing you from getting more, right? It's gonna in a way act as a sabotage mechanism. Some opportunities may show up in your life. You may be able to take your life to the next level, but your poor identity will bring you down. So it's so important to define identity for yourself that's powerful. So when you think about yourself, you think about yourself in terms of, being that person who can do whatever he or she wants to do. And you have to do it consciously, right? You can't just simply wait for a better identity to happen to you, right? Because it won't. You have to take control and you have to define identity that you would want to have. So rather than waiting for the moment when you feel powerful, when you feel motivated, when you feel like anything is possible, you have to trigger this state of affairs. And how do you do it? Well, you clarify your identity, you make it powerful. So for example, I, over the years, made my identity way more powerful. From this really weak negative identity, I took it to something that drives me. So even if I wake up in the morning and I don't feel like doing something, the moment I remind myself of who I am, bam, that's it. I mean, there's no option but for me to do what I have to do, right? It drives me, it fuels me. So currently my identity is that, and I know it may sound funny to some of you, but it doesn't matter. What matters is that when I say those words, they really work on me. My identity is that I'm a Spartan leader who is here on this planet to change the lives of millions of people. And I don't care what type of pain or sacrifice I have to go through. This is what I'm here for, okay? And of course, in the process, I want to build an amazing life for myself. But the key parts are Spartan leader and changing the lives of millions of people, okay? So what happens is, when I have a day, for example, like today, I wake up and I'm like, I can't be bothered to film. I just have to remind myself of who I am and why I'm here on this planet. And the moment I remind myself that I'm here because I want to change the lives of millions of people, and I will, I'm in the process of doing so, and I'm gonna keep pushing and keep helping more and more people to live better lives with no anxiety, depression, lack of confidence, right? That drives me. It fires me up. Even now talking about it, I feel fired up. So it doesn't matter how you structure your identity, right? You could use words or phrases that only you will understand, but the point is you need to have this short identity. I would say 2 to 4 sentences. So when you read it or when you say it later on, you actually have to learn it. So when you say it, it triggers all of those positive emotions. Could be anything, but I encourage you to sit down after watching this video, take a piece of paper and ask yourself, how do I want to perceive myself? What type of person do I want to be? And don't think about the limitations. Don't think about what is possible and what is not possible. Don't take into account the current situation, right? It doesn't matter where you are right now. The only thing that matters is who you want to become. So you may be a shy person, you may have anxiety, you may be borderline depressed, right? But you can't put it as a part of your identity. You have to switch it up and you have to ask yourself, who do I want to become? And if you want to be a confident person, if you want to be a charismatic individual, somebody who makes an impact, somebody who brings value to other people, write it down. Just write it down and then read it out loud. And it's important that you read it out loud. And here's the thing, you will know whether your identity is powerful enough, because when you read it out loud, if you don't feel any emotions, if it doesn't put this smile on your face, if it doesn't fuel you with energy, you have to change a few things. And it is a process, right? It's not like you will sit down and within 2 minutes you'll have identity that will last you for your lifetime. You keep adjusting, you keep working through the process. My identity has been shifting over the years. And it's okay, it's normal, because as humans, we learn new things, right? We have different set of circumstances. But as you keep going through this process and as you keep reminding yourself of your new identity every single day, you will see that it will impact your inner confidence. Look, the most important conversation you will ever have is not the conversation with your boss, with your spouse, with your employees, with your kids. The most important conversation you will ever have is the conversation you will have with yourself, and we have them every single day. I'm going to talk about it in the next video, but creating a really powerful identity is the first step to build that really strong foundation for becoming the individual you've always wanted to be.